I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, it's reading solo. I can be anything. Take a look, it's in a book, it's reading solo.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy David, and you are watching the very first edition of Reading Solo. Listen, I read a lot of books. I read a lot of autobiographies about musicians, entertainers, anybody in the entertainment industry. I'm usually reading their book. I've read Charlamagne's book. I've read Faith Evans' book. So I said, why don't I just start recording videos about the books that I read? I mean, duh. So recently, I just got into, and when I found out that she was writing a book, I couldn't wait to read it. So I got on Amazon, I got my book in 2 days, and I just finished reading boom, 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 bam, A Sick Life by T-Boz Watkins, TLC and Me, Stories from On and Off the Stage. Now, some of y'all are probably like, now wait a minute, because this is how I was when I first heard the book. I'm like, didn't we already see the TLC movie on VH1? It had Lil Mama in it. We all found out the story. So what could she possibly be talking about in this book? There's nothing else you can talk about, right? Wrong. This book has way more information, way more stories than that movie did, okay? Because that movie is like an hour and a half long, all right? You can't fit a 20-something year, career in an hour-long VH1 movie. So let me tell you, this book has way more stories and way more information in it that you're going to love. Only thing I noticed was that she didn't really talk about Chili a lot. She talked about Left Eye, she talked about all the beefs and arguments and stuff they had, and even the fun times that they had. But Chili isn't really mentioned that much in this book. I'm like, it was certain stories and situations that was going on where it was drama, and I'm like, what was Chili doing? Was she even there? So I said that a lot of times when I read this book, like, so what did Chili do? Where Chili at? So she kind of left Chili out of the book. Not totally, but in a lot of the scenarios, Chili isn't really there. The book centers around T-Boz and her disease, sickle cell, how she dealt with that as a kid and just growing up being a teenager and then eventually being in TLC, but still having to deal with the TLC drama as well as being sick all of the time because of her sickle cell. So it's about her frustrations and her journey with that. We get to know about the behind the scenes of T-Boz's relationship with Delvin from Jodeci. We get to know the behind the scenes from tours. We get to know the stories when TLC went on tour with Bobby Brown and they was fighting Bobby Brown's dancers. We get we get stories about Left Eye's funeral and the craziness that was going on there with Whitney Houston. Like, it's a lot in the book and it's very entertaining, but it's very informative as well. I will say that this book made me have so much more respect for T-Boz. It really did, because the media, not the media, but the audience, we don't know everything that happens in an artist's life. And T-Boz really went through a lot. And the thing that really hit me is she had several death scares. She almost lost her life so many times throughout her lifetime, and we didn't even know about it. One of the most craziest, scariest parts for me is when T-Boz had to undergo brain surgery because of a brain tumor that she developed. I had no idea. And the process in itself of having sickle cell is already deadly, okay? And then you have to undergo a brain surgery on top of that, so you already know her odds were just low. As it says here on page 198, okay, I feel like I'm on Oprah's book club. Soulo's book club. On page 198 it says, recovering from brain surgery is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, or for anyone to go through, whether you have sickle cell or not. It's really a long process that took me 3.5 years in total. My surgery affected my balance, which I'll never get back because they had to remove the nerve that controls the balance on my right side. Didn't even know that. So throughout this whole book, you're just going to be reading it and you're like, well, damn, if T-Boz can do it, I definitely can do it. If she can wake up in the morning and go to the studio and go on world tours and do TV shows and stuff with all that going on, I definitely can get out of bed and do the little things that I have to do. Like, it's really gonna put your whole life into perspective. I would definitely recommend this book to you guys. It's a very good read. It's a very easy read. She writes how she talks, except she didn't cuss that much. Now, we all know that T-Boz cusses, okay? So I assumed that this book was going to be like Mother F this, Mother F that, but it wasn't. She didn't do all that. But it's still straight from T-Boz. It's her words, it's her voice, so it's very easy to understand. A Sick Life by T-Boz. But don't just take my word for it. Read it yourself.